All right, I guess we're live for a while now. Why won't this go live? Go live, baby. Boom, 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 boom. I guess we don't need it. Anyway, we're here. Can't get it. Can't get it. Oh, maybe because I switched this. Is that why? Boom. Nope. Stalling. Anyway, welcome to the Daily Naked Parent Podcast by Rocco Blue. My name's Chad Ratliff. I'm your host, and this is the first ever brand focused on supporting parents with special needs children. And we are a nation of parents with special needs children who are willing to get vulnerable, strip it all down, and take a look at ourselves, our parenting, our family, and our plan, and make adjustments or make the plan in the first place in order to create the family and the life of our dreams. That's what we're here to do. That's why the podcast exists. Again, my name's Chad Ratliff. This is the 14th episode. And the reason I'm sitting in this chair is because I have 7 kids within 6 years of age and 2 with special needs. I've gone through the nasty divorce. I've been in the dumps. I've been in the dark. And today I have a life beyond my wildest dreams. So I feel like it's my duty to reach out to the parent that may be suffering out there, that needs some hope, that doesn't see any light in sight, that doesn't want to wake up tomorrow. I get it. I get it. Today, we're talking about taking it easy on yourself, if that isn't timely. I was trying to think of a story about taking it easy on myself. I mean, my self-talk is very hard on myself. I don't know about you, but my self-talk can be brutal. And it's been a lot better since I established my meditation practice, which we'll get into in a week or so. But yeah, I mean, I saw this quote that I loved. It says, "Be nice to yourself. It's hard to be happy when someone is mean to you all the time." I mean, that was like, ugh. Nobody's meaner to me than myself. That's so sad. It's so sad to hear out loud. Gosh. But it doesn't have to always be that way. We can change. And that's what's so cool. So cool to find out. So let's change. Let's change together. Let's do this. Let's become a nation of parents that are changing and building the family we always wanted, and reaching out to other parents who are suffering and giving them what we have. That's a legacy I could be good with. I mean, that's awesome. That's what we're doing. So join me on this mission, on this journey. And like I said, today we're talking about taking it easy on yourself, which, if you're like me, is not always easy, but it's so important, because so many things that we want to achieve in life, we can't achieve if we are training our subconscious mind to not be able to do what we're trying to achieve. I mean, it's a much deeper conversation, but the subconscious mind is like that mainframe computer that's programmed, and a lot of the programming is done in our younger years. So we lost sight on the ability to be able to add programs and reprogram certain things in our subconscious mind, which create that tape loop and tell us over and over and over and over, and bring what our subconscious mind repeats over and over into our life and into our being. So we need to think about what we're saying to ourselves, because what we're saying to ourselves is what we are, what we become, what we bring into our lives, what we expect to happen. And if you're like me, if you looked at what you've been summoning into your life, you'd be pretty disappointed at what you've been creating. And I had to take responsibility that I was creating. I create a lot of my own misery. And the good news about taking responsibility for it is I learned that I can also be responsible for changing what happens in my life. And that's why life is so different for me today. So I was thinking of taking it easy on myself. I have 5 biological children, and in the midst of a nasty divorce where I ended up receiving 100% custody of my kids, I didn't get the house and the cars and the rental income that was created during the marriage. And I got the kids, which was awesome, but I didn't have the means or anything in place to really take care of them. And it was like miracle after miracle after miracle. But I called a friend and kind of explained my scenario, just kind of venting. And he told me to come meet him. And I went and met him, and he had a key in his hand to his apartment about 15 minutes from Santa Barbara. And he gave it to me, and he said, "It's yours. No money to move in." He just gave me the keys. He said, "Our tenant moved out a couple weeks ago, and here you go." I didn't even know he owned a place. And it was a 2-bedroom apartment. I moved my 5 kids within 6 years of age, and 2 with special needs in. And 4 kids were sharing one room. Rocco, who's pretty severe with his special needs and, can make a lot of noises at night, got his own room, and I slept in the living room. And it felt like a far way to travel from the house on the hill with the ocean views and the avocado trees and fruit trees and playground. That was a big transition. It was a big change. And I was kind of bummed about it. I was grateful for the place. Trust me, I was so grateful for the place to live, but I was just kind of disappointed. I just kind of felt like I really failed. I really failed myself, and I failed my kids. And I'll tell you, we were there for about maybe 8 months. And I developed a bond with my kids that was so amazing. We had movie night every night, and a new person got to pick the movie, and we sat there and we cuddled on the couch, which was my bed, and developed this relationship that I never had with my kids. And I hear people ask questions to my kids, and I hear a lot of stories are coming back from that time period. And there were so many amazing memories and experiences that were created during this time and in this space that I didn't know was as meaningful as it was. And I didn't need to beat myself up as bad as I did. And in some ways, I wish I could have it back sometimes because of the special moments that I got to share with my kids. So you just never know. You just need to, it just doesn't do any good to beat ourselves up. So, what about being kind to ourselves? Why don't we try that one today? So, I pulled up some things that, we can forgive ourselves, and we can. One thing was to write a love letter to ourselves. I don't know if I can get on that one, but try it out and give me feedback on how that was for you. Take care of your physical health. That's something I work on today. That's important to me. Nourish and treat yourself. Seek a therapist if you'd like. Buy yourself flowers. When you're in a rut, ask questions. Surround yourself with like-minded people. Hydrate. Have self-care day. Make time for meditation. There's a lot we can do. And we can come together on this podcast on a daily basis, and we can build a community, and we can support one another, and we can reach out to others. And that's why this podcast is here. The Naked Parent Podcast, willing to look at ourselves and change, and not being too scared to change. And when we are, leaning on our fellow person who understands where we're coming from. So that's what we're talking about today. And that's all I have to talk about today. I want to wish for you amazing self-talk for yourself this weekend. Talk great about yourself this weekend. I really, really respect the journey you're on. I know how hard it can be, and I'm with you. And be with me and help create this podcast into something amazing. And the brand Rocco Blue, it's a brand that we're going to create together. So send me your comments, your questions, what you want to hear, what you don't like. And together we're going to build an amazing nation of naked parents, however that evolves. I love you all, and I wish you a great weekend. Talk to you tomorrow.